way, I do want to thank Wolverine. I see him in the chat.
Take it to the house, I'm about to touchdown. G's living lavish.
Come on, God. Come on, God.
Belly's big, but they full. We do it big. I know you wish you could.
What's going on, Wolverine fans? It's your host, Coach Mike Jones, and you see the title of this video. I know it's controversial, but hey, before I get into it, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, help me beat that big bad monster known as the YouTube algorithm. All the likes, the comments that you leave on the videos that help me to get this video into more circulation, and it helps me get the content out to more Detroit Lions fans, more, Detroit Pistons fans, more Detroit sports fans just like yourself. But now, if there's no further ado for introduction, and I know everybody's like, oh, hell nah, we're not talking about the Patriot way again. We've all been scarred in Detroit by the Patriot way. But when I speak about the Patriot way, I'm gonna tell you what I mean by doing things the Patriot way. All right. In 2024, the New England Patriots were last in the NFC East. They were 4-13. In 2025, right? They were 14-3. Okay, and it ended in a trip to the Super Bowl. All right, against the Seattle Seahawks, and the Seahawks won, but it ended in a trip to the Super Bowl. How they do that? That last place schedule that they had played a big factor into them going from worst to first. Okay, and going from 4-13 to the next season, going to the Super Bowl is a dramatic leap. Okay, so if you question a team making that big of a jump, that's proof in the pudding right there. 2024, 4-13, 2025, 14-3, and all that was helped with that last place schedule. Now the Detroit Lions, okay, were in a much better place last year, okay? But in 2024, we were 15-2. All right, and then 2025, we were 9-8. Wow. Now, that's way better than 4-13. Okay. But one thing that we have in common is we will be playing a last place schedule. All right. Now, if you guys want to recollect, the last time the Detroit Lions played a last place schedule was coming off of that 3-13-1 season, the first year of Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. Okay. And the Lions would have made the playoffs, okay? Because they beat Green Bay in Green Bay. That dramatic sending Aaron Rodgers home. That was his last game as a Packer. Okay, we all remember that game. It was so satisfying to Detroit sports fans. But when you think about that the season, right? That 9-8 season that we went. We still would have made the playoffs. Yes, we would have made the playoffs if it wasn't for the Seattle Seahawks beating the LA Rams. I think the Rams kind of, I think they kind of did that on purpose. Because that was the year they missed the playoffs. But the Seattle Seahawks got into the playoffs because they beat the Rams. If the Seattle Seahawks would have lost, the Lions would have made the playoffs. Now, the Lions would have made the playoffs, and if you recall, that was Jameson Williams' rookie season. That's when a lot of people were saying, why did we pick him? He's hurt. They weren't using him effectively. Okay. Um, you know, why did he waste? I think that was the first time Brad Holmes drafted an injured player. And that became a long line of getting injured players. But that's another segment for another story. But yeah, that was Jameson Williams' rookie year, and he didn't do much of nothing. Okay. That was also the year that Jamal Williams, okay, broke Barry Sanders' touchdown record. Now, a lot of us, say that was they were 3 yard, on the goal line, and type of touchdowns, but he did break Barry Sanders' record. Let me take a sip of coffee real quick. And that was also before the famous 2023 draft, in which we acquired Jameer Gibbs, Jack Campbell, Sam Laporta, and Brian Branch. All right. That was Aiden Hutchinson's rookie year. So when you go back to that and you figure that team was nowhere near the team that it is now, okay? And then you look that we're playing a last place schedule, we can end up in SoFi Stadium. Yes, competing in the Super Bowl. All right. Now I know everybody wants to damn near give the Los Angeles Rams the Super Bowl trophy because they got Myles Garrett and they got Trent McDuffie in free agency or in a trade and all of that. But look, okay, you still have to play the game, right? You have to play the game. And also another thing that could play a big factor in that is injuries. We all know Detroit Lions fans all know about the injury bug that plagues um football, especially the Detroit Lions, who have been the most injured team over the past couple of seasons, man. But all in all, the Detroit Lions can go from worst to first, and they can end up in the Super Bowl at SoFi Stadium. The proof is in the pudding. Last year, or 2 years ago, New England Patriots are 4-13. Okay, 2025, they flip the script and go 14-3, and they end up in the Super Bowl. Okay, and if you look at their roster, they had a very good defense. I will admit they had a very good defense, but offensively, you got Drake May, Trevion Henderson, um, Stephon aging Stephon Diggs, Keyshawn Butte, Max Hollins. I mean, those are not nearly the weapons, not nearly of Jameer Gibbs. Okay, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta, Jared Goff. Those are not even on the same stratosphere in weapons. Now, where they will separate themselves is defense, okay? And that's where the Detroit Lions' focus has been in the offseason because, we are we are a decent defense away from a Super Bowl appearance. But hey, man, if you understand what I'm saying, okay, the Patriot way not being so bad after all. That's what I mean. Okay, I'm not saying we need Quintricia back in here. That's not what I'm saying at all. But for what I'm saying is the Detroit Lions can go from last place in the division, okay, to the Super Bowl. And I think it's very possible. I think the Detroit Lions are one of the 3 or 4 best teams in NFC right now. You just look across. I mean, maybe the Rams, okay. Um, see who else NFC, maybe I mean, I really don't see anybody outside of the Los Angeles Rams that will really give them problem. Maybe the San Francisco 49ers because they did restock. But, yeah, man, I'm not seeing it right now. And I see the Lions taking that leap. So let me know in the comment section, man. Hey, I said hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that share button. Help me get this content out to more Detroit Lions fans like yourself. Drop a comment, okay? I will answer all comments. We can converse, man. I'm not one of those people who make videos and then just uh, don't reply to the comments. Leave a comment, man. Let me know what you think. Can we do things the Patriot way? Let me go and put that up there just one more time, man. Okay, it's not that Patriot way, but you know what it is, man. But hey, I'm Coach Mike Jones, man. I'm the Wolverine, Coach Mike Jones, man, and Y'all know how I always do every segment, how I end it. Peace.